Yeah, what's going on, guys? Figured I'd make a quick video on this nice freebie score I just picked up in, I think it was around exit 161, the Parkway. The town was Saddle River, but town that people would recognize. It was up by Paramus. Wasn't bad though. It was about a 50-minute ride up, 50-minute ride back. Only spent about $15 in gas, half a tank. So this chipper, she's good to go. It just needs the fuel system cleaned. This is one of them better older ones with the Briggs flathead. This gas tank right here, just that gas tank is $120 used in good condition on eBay. Those tanks are like $180, $200 from Briggs. So just that gas tank. If the machine wasn't good, that's what those tanks go for. That one's still good. It's got gas that's poor in it, but it's not bad yet, because that's what happens. The gas, people leave gas in them for years and years, it rots them out, and then that's it, they're done. The engine, good solid flathead. 5 horse. I've had a few of these up to 8, I believe. This is the 5 Briggs flathead, horizontal. It's from 1997. That's 205 cc. They're good engines. It's ample for this machine. The 8 horsepower definitely had balls. But yeah, that's about really all it needs is the fuel system clean and quick going over. So come fall, or maybe even before that, that should be about a $350 bill. It's missing that chute that comes down, but that's all right. You know, or if you wanted to, you could hook a bag to that. So, I don't know. When it comes time, if I wanted to, I could probably make some kind of quick, easy shield to just shoot it down, paint it red. That's nothing. All right, the tractor. It's a Poulon Pro. Pretty sure the year on it was, hold on, let me just go by the engine number. Can't open hood all the way because he had a plow on it, and it's got these brackets for the plow. And he had the plow, but he said somebody was buying the plow. But he left the brackets, so I don't know how the person's gonna install the plow. I don't know. 04. He said the engine still ran. Deck's good. Everything else is pretty decent. It may need a new battery. I'll see if I can bring this one back. Only real issue, main issue that I see, and I've never seen this before, was the input shaft busted off right on the top of the transaxle. That's the first time I've ever seen that happen like that, where it busted right off. I've seen them where they, you know, wobble out and this gets all sloppy, but I've never seen it completely busted off like that. So I don't know how the hell he did that, but he did. If you look down there, you can see the hole and the gears right there. But yeah, it's an Electrolux 2000. Well, I mean, it's dated 1905, but the engine was built in 04, which makes sense. The engines are usually built, you know, a little bit sooner, and then they're put on the machines. So it was built, this machine, in January 19th, 2005. It's a good one. It's a Poulon Pro, same thing as a Craftsman's, AYP Electrolux. Can't go wrong. But as far as that's concerned, with the transaxle, which is the only main issue, look what I got right here. Yep, that came off a Craftsman, so that's that problem solved. No cost to me, because I took that off another transmission, who knows when, another machine, who knows when. I had that transmission up for $200 because that's the Peerless, the better one. The, here. Where is that? Is it right there? Or is it on this side? It's over here. This is the 930. 930-009, whereas this one had your typical, I think it was MST 205 545C, yeah, which I've had a million of them. So it's going to get a slightly better transaxle. It had a peerless. Now it's going to get a better one. This, you know, if you were able to aluma weld, you could probably actually fix that. I wouldn't, you know, guarantee it, but it probably could be, since it was a clean break. But you have to be able to aluma weld. But it don't matter. I have one to swap right in. Deck's in nice shape. Blades are in good condition. He had this safety switch unhooked, which I don't know why. But if you want to bypass it, there's just a little clip you pull out, and then you plug it back in, and then it doesn't affect the reverse. The reverse doesn't get bothered with. So, only other things I noticed was he had the wrong knob on here. I put the right one. And then this is a little bit junky, but I have these. And normally you can get these to screw back in and then get it to work properly. I mean, it works, but it's just a little bit, you know, sloppy. So that's about it. But yeah, she'll clean up nice. It's black. It's got that rubberized seat that doesn't rip. They're not as cozy, but they don't rip. So that's nice. And that's it. I mean, so between the tractor and the wood chipper, $1,000 trip, right? That's how we do, especially New Jersey. I mean, I know people get stuff like this in other states too, but so, you know, that's a Yankee capitalist thing. That's what we do here. That's how it works in America. But yeah, the one other thing I would say is I get most of my stuff from North Jersey, because you're talking about the NY metro area, especially living up there, coming right across from New York City. You know, the George Washington Bridge wasn't far. So, you know, I do tend to get a lot of stuff from North Jersey. That's the hottest areas. Like the last one I got last year was Livingston. That was up that way. You know, up there, up even further. Also by Califon and Bedminster and that area. That's where I always seem to go to most. Occasionally it'll be like Marlborough, Colts Neck, or this area. It's never gone further south than Deptford. Okay, so from on that side, like if you're going down the turnpike, I've never gotten anything further south than Deptford. Jersey Shore side, I guess the furthest south I've gotten something free might have been Lakewood, South Lakewood. That's the line, basically. Once you get past that, I've never gotten anything free further south of that, because then you're getting down into like the Salem, Cape May counties, down there west of Delaware Memorial Bridge, which a tractor trailer just crashed off of like 2 days ago. First time a vehicle ever crashed off that bridge since it opened in 1951, the first span, and then the second was opened in 68. It's identical. First time anything ever went over that bridge. It's a high bridge. But yeah, anything down that way, I think it's kind of like they're kind of cut off. I think it's like just maybe like economically it's a little bit, it's a lower income part of the state down there once you get down into that area. You know, because I mean, unless you're hitting something like right near Philly or heading into Delaware, but still, I've never gotten anything down that way. And you know, you get down away, you know, Cape May and those counties down there, I've never gotten anything. So, but yeah, Central and North Jersey used to hit it big. And this came off my ad from Craigslist for unwanted power equipment. So good old Craigslist came through, because you know you will get stuff up on Marketplace free, but you got to see it first. You're up against like 10 other people at the same time. Then the guy who, if you are first, expects you to be there in a certain amount of time. Like I ended up getting this mower for free in Bridgewater. And I told him I was going to be there at approximately so-and-so. Fucking guy, I was on 287, maybe 5 minutes from him. Not even. I think I was already off 287 in Bridgewater. And a fucking guy messaged me and says, if you weren't here by 1:30, I was giving it away. What the fuck do these people expect us to do? Race out there and fucking risk our lives and crash to come get the fucking thing? Just put it to the fucking side. We're coming. I said I'm coming. And that's it. Okay? So that's another thing I don't like about Marketplace. One time an asshole in East Brunswick did that. And he pulled a stunt where he had a snapper snowblower with it and wiring off a telephone pole that he had in his backyard for a light. Well, the time came because he said, I'm going to publish the address at this time on this day, and whoever gets it first gets it. Well, I happened to be there first. Fucking asshole didn't even put the snapper out to the road. No mention of the big wiring in the backyard. So all I ended up getting was it was a tandem bicycle, one of those 2-seat bicycles, which I made decent money on. And then when the second guy came through, he was like begging me to give it to him. I'm like, sorry, man, I'm first. I was first. And the guy already reneged on the snowblower and the other stuff. And I even knocked on the guy's fucking door and said, where's the snapper? And he's like, oh, I decided not to give the snapper away. I'm giving that to a friend. Well, what the fuck then? Why didn't you update the ad to not show the fucking snapper? And then he updated his ad after I left and said, don't knock on the door. Yeah, fuck you, motherfucker. Okay? You put up a time. You got everybody racing to come get to that address, putting people's, you at risk because, you're rushing to get there first. Other people at risk. And then you don't even put the fucking machine out there that you had fucking offered? Fuck you, and you're not knocking on the door. How about you fucking advertise it correctly or do it properly and just the first person that responds say, okay, you're first. And then the person says, okay, as long as they're there within a reasonable amount of time, good. Don't rush fucking people so they're out there racing on these fucking highways. And don't put stuff up if you're not going to give it away. That pisses me off. Okay? So that happened with this fucking mower. I was 5 minutes away and the guy was like, oh, I said if you weren't here by 1:30, I wasn't going to hold it no longer. I said I'm like 5 minutes away from you on the county road over there by him. And then to get into his fucking neighborhood, the road that you're supposed to go down was blocked off because they were working on it. So when I get there, of course somebody else was there. He did hold it for me. But he had a fucking attitude about it, And I said, well, hey, sorry about that. But I got here as fast as I could. And he was like, it don't matter. Well, I said, it mattered to me because the road to get in here was blocked off. So that guy was a jerk off too. All right. I mean, I ended up getting it. But that's only one time that I think I remember that ever happened on Craigslist. With Marketplace, it's fucking cutthroat, okay? Because you got to see the thing first, you got to be on it, and you got to go get it right away. If you don't, forget it. And a lot of these people expect you to fucking race to come get the fucking thing. They can't just say, okay, you were first, you said this time, as long as you're within this, a reasonable amount of time, say an hour and a half, you got it, I'll leave it up by the fucking garage door, done deal. This fucking jerk off, what's he expect me to do? Race down up fucking 287 North to fucking get to his his broken mower that I will be able to fix and flip and fucking risk getting in an accident or getting, you know what I mean? Fuck you. Fuck you and your attitude. I'm not fucking putting my life on the line because you're in a fucking hurry because you can't have the consideration to, just give the first person a timely manner to get there. Fuck you. Those type of people in that case where they tell somebody they need to rush, if somebody ends up getting into an accident or people get hurt or killed, the person that did that should be held responsible for that. That's the way I feel about it. But that's enough about that. It was a good day. I'm going to work on this one next. I've got a couple push mowers left to get done, and then I'm going to start banging out tractors again. So that's the story. Sorry for my little rant on that, but that did bring up the reminder of that, which was pissed me off. This guy was chill. He was all the way up there. He originally actually was from East Brunswick. I told him I'd be there by about 11. I ended up there at about 11:27. I even messaged him at like 11 and said, look, I'm a little bit behind. The GPS shows I should be there around approximately 11:25. He said, no problem. Chill, all good. That's the way we like to do it. We don't want fucking people being assholes and rushing people like we're fucking, I don't even want to, don't even get me in the words that I could start saying. But the bottom line, no, okay? So anyway, yeah, it's 04. That's still when it was AYP Electrolux, the company that made the Sears. Engine's good. Looks like it might need a little bit of work. Looks like it might be leaking somewhere. I don't know. We'll see. It's got shit gas in it, so the fuel system's going to have to be cleaned out, a tune-up, a wash. But the main repair, that's going to be it's actually really easy to do. It's 6 bolts. There's 2 on each side on the frame support, and then 1 on each side up front, and you unhook the brake linkage, and you unbolt the little linkage that does the shifting, and then you just swap the other one in. It takes once you've done it a couple times, it takes 15 minutes. So just felt I'd share that. I am going to try to get this interstate battery brought back to life with the desulfating method. It does have caps. I'm not sure what year it is. It's hard to tell. Oh, here we go. December 2015, and it's kind of warping, so it's probably not going to come back, because once it does that, that means that the cells started to deteriorate inside, and once that happens, they can't be brought back. I have a video on bringing dead batteries back to life where you add the Epsom salt. I got to update that video. That method, it might work once in a blue. I have a new method now that I found out from a couple people that have done it. They have this thing, it's a desulfator. What you do is, as long as the battery can hold, I believe it's 11.5 volts, it powers up this desulfator. You pop the caps if you can, make sure you got enough fluid, and you hook the desulfator to it, and it literally it buzzes back and forth. It goes to the negative, to the positive, to the negative, to the positive, and it breaks up the sulfate in the plates. And I have gotten at least 5 batteries brought back to life that were dead, that wouldn't hold 12.4 or above. Okay, but it has to be a battery that, say, died within a year, and you can charge it at least to where it'll hold that 11.5 volts to power up the desulfator so it can do its job. So you do that, then you put it back on the charger. It's got to be a manual charger. It can't be one of those smart chargers with a circuit board that has to be able to know that the battery's there, and it, where it'll once it's done charging, it'll put it into that standby mode. That's basically that standby mode where it floats it. It floats it at whatever it got it up to. A battery charger like that won't work. It's got to be a good old-fashioned manual charger where you can turn it on. A lot of them, you can set it to 12 hours and just give it the juice. So then you charge it overnight. You give it the juice to 12 hours. You put the desulfator on it all day, right? And then you give it the juice again, put the desulfator on, give it the juice, put the desulfator on. Usually within a week or less, you've got a battery back to life. You do that 5 times on a battery, that's $50. I mean, you're talking, $250 that you saved that you didn't have to spend on batteries. Okay, so that's the actual method. And then also, it would be good to dump out the old fluid completely, because it breaks that shit up. Put fresh, bottled water. It can't be the water that comes out of the faucet or the the hose or anything. It's got to be the distilled. It's got to be distilled water. And then if you want, you can add a little bit of Epsom salt or whatever to it as well to help. you know, and you're just cleaning that garbage out after you've already broken the sulfate out of the cells. That's the way you do it. That's the way I've gotten batteries to come back successfully. Because I did notice that one of my more popular videos was bringing back dead batteries. But unfortunately, that information that I showed isn't very accurate. Yes, occasionally you can get it to come back that way, but it doesn't really work. The way I just described is the way it works, so I will make a video on that in the future when I have time. Right now I'm kind of busy, got all this going on. Maybe this battery, well, either way, I'm gonna have to get a battery because I have these two and a John Deere at my house. I have 3 tractors and then one at my uncle's. Mine doesn't have a battery, but it doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter, I don't have to steal it from it because I put a recoil on, so that's done. That's it. So, all right. First freebie of the year from Craigslist, North Jersey, as usual. Later, guys.